Tonight obviously wasn't the tonight that we were hoping for. Weren't expecting for our home opener. A lot of different circumstances happened over the last 24 hours. The main one being, Aaron figuring out that his season is probably over for us. But I think it's kind of almost like it was a deja vu effect with our guys, and right now it's just about understanding that it's, I expected it, kind of expected us to be down and not be able to respond the way that we will before this year is over. But it's just about working on our mental, understanding that he's probably not going to be with us, and now we got to try to find a way to pick ourselves up and win games. So, and I'm confident that we'll do so. We got a tough group of guys out there, but again, it was a tough blow. Understanding that our leader and our best player, who has been a huge part of what we've done so far, is probably no longer going to be with us.
Questions for Max and Edge?
Max, what's the adjustment? What do you guys have to do to win games without Aaron?
It's a big adjustments for all of us. I feel like we all have to do a little bit more. Aaron was our best player and leader on the court, so just to fill in his spot, we all have to talk a little bit more and make plays for each other.
Max, what's that look like on the perimeter when they're really getting after you, double teaming the ball, that kind of stuff?
It's look. I get open shots, so I just gotta take advantage of the opportunities I get.
Any more for these guys?
Edge, you're pretty aggressive around the basket. Do you feel like that was going to need to be something you do more often now moving forward?
Yeah, of course. So it's about the team and doing whatever I can to help the team. And I feel like one of the things I do best is being aggressive and trying to get every offensive rebound as much as I can and getting those extra possessions.
You're finishing at the basket better than you were when we saw you play 2 years ago. Is that physical? Is that psychological? What are you doing more of now?
I've been doing a little bit of more of everything. Kind of walking after practices and staying mentally focused when you're fatigued during the game, when you're tired, and kind of making plays. I think that I've gotten better with those.
Any more? All right, thanks, fellas.
Appreciate it. Good job, man.
Stack, did the zone, what they did, going zone, getting after you, going full court trap, is that what they usually play, or is that what you were expecting?
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much go man. It was the perfect storm for us tonight. Not what we wanted to see with a team that was trying to find some continuity with some lineups and different things that we hadn't had to use before. I mean, again, we lost a guy that probably the average is about 36 minutes a game. So he was, probably 4 minutes during the game that he hadn't been on the floor and had some involvement in the offense. And again, so it's just an adjustment for everybody. And then with a team like that, they tried to, it wasn't really aggressive. I just thought we were passive. We were passive. Our mindset was passive. I mean, it was deja vu. I mean, again, when you hear, Aaron's over yesterday, you could almost just see the calm over the team, like here we go again. And that's where we're just trying to it's more mental right now. So, I mean, it's a good thing we were able to back away from it for a day, get back and show some of the things that we were able to do well. But it really was just a lack of focus. I mean, I think guys wanted to do some things, but it was almost like, they were paralyzed by the situation. And I think that's where we got to find a way to get them out of their own heads and understand that we can still do some things and we can still be good with the group that we have.
What Aaron's injury was in practice since the Auburn game?
It happened in the game. It happened at some point in the game. I think they were looking to just precautionary. He was having some pain, some discomfort. They took an X-ray a couple weeks ago, when he did something with his ankle, and I think they saw a little something there. But it wasn't a major concern. And then now it's like, let's just be sure. And then to go in and be sure, they found out it was more than what it needed to be. So now it's just a decision that has to be kind of sought out with him and his family, like which direction that they go. But he's immobilized for the next 6 weeks. So that pretty much, non-weight bearing. You saw him around there on the scooter during the game. So that's who he's going to be for the next 6 weeks. So we don't anticipate him being a part of what we're doing anymore this season.
You obviously have been a pretty good source of advice for him for the draft. How are you going to approach talking to him about that now, the decision he
Well, I mean, I just think his first thing about his health. I mean, he has an opportunity to do something. I think to create a legacy for his family, and that's the most important thing for us right now. I mean, yeah, we love to have him, but we want what's best for him. Same thing that I told his parents yesterday. I mean, where this, I mean, he feels so bad for that kid, man. I mean, he was just emotional. I mean, he was in tears, and because he, again, historic year, what he's done and how he's put himself. I think his draft stock is right there where, in a good spot, and I think this isn't a, ligament injury or anything like that. It's something that'll be corrected where he'll get back 100% for him. So I'm looking to help them with that as the time grows closer and, for them and give them all the information they need to make the right decision.
Losing that kind of production for any team would be tough, but with a team that's got so much youth on it, that make it maybe a bigger impact at this point, especially just getting this news yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose someone like that, I mean, it's like he and Saban, again, I always describe them as 1A and 1B. So, and I mean, they're equally as important to our team. Now his role changes. He has to become more of a primary scorer for, and I think, he showed, in the previous game that, he has the ability to be that type of scorer for. But I mean, again, I think him is more than anybody was affected by the events of the last 2 days. He wasn't the same Saban Lee today that he was just a game ago. And I think it was like, okay, man. I mean, I just saw this happen again before. What is going on? Is the building haunted? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's kind of where their mind is right now. So, and they're 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. I mean, they're not grown men, hardened men who have been traded 2 or 3 times, and you just tell them, come on, man, pick yourself up, and next man up. It's not as easy as that. The next man up is not quite as good as the man that just left. So we'll find a way to compete. I mean, and I just thought that we didn't have our compete level up to where it was supposed to be today. I mean, that was the best crowd we had so far. This, and it's really disappointing that these events that have happened over the course of the days, and we weren't able to take advantage of the momentum that I thought we had of how we played over the last couple of games.
So to clarify, the X-ray that you got.
I'm not a doctor, man. I just told you it's 6 weeks. I mean, he's immobilized, and I mean, I don't know what that looks like. I said the doctor's going to talk with him and his family, give them a couple of options of how they want to go about it. I don't know what that looks like yet.
No, the X-ray that you got that was conclusive was yesterday?
MRI, yeah.
And the first one was when?
Again, a couple, maybe a week or so ago, he's been dealing with some ankle issues. He turned his ankle sometime and had some discomfort. We held him out of a couple practice, but again, they have a lot of people that does their job, and that's what they do. And they just tell me whether he's available or not. And I got a call this morning, last night, and said that from the doctor said that he was pretty much going to be a season-ending injury because of what they saw on the MRI. And, I jumped on the phone and called him, and obviously he was, distraught pretty much. Just like I can play with it. I mean, it doesn't hurt that bad in this thing, and just trying to tell this kid that, man, you got a big bright future ahead of you, and that's the most important thing for us, and to make sure that he protects that.
How do you feel about the challenge as a coach? You are already loaded with a ton of scoring options there, and now you've got to fix it mid-season. That's not an easy challenge mid-year.
But I welcome it. I welcome the opportunity to try to figure something else out. I thought we started to figure some things out, some things that we could do with the personnel that we had. Now we'll look through our personnel again and see where our main strengths are, and try to build some offensive rhythm within the guys and their strengths. Maybe a little more slicing to the basket, different things like that, as opposed to being a perimeter-dominated team, because we can get those guys maybe a little bit more comfortable because they're taking shots closer to the basket. So, but there's things. I mean, we've had teams that were their strong suits, to where we had to do more slicing and pin down and having cuts to the basket and different things like that. But the strength of this team before today was the ability to space the floor with Aaron and take advantage of his ability to shoot the ball on the perimeter.
Last one for Coach, or not. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.